The Lion King is more than just a Disney classic. It's a timeless story about family, betrayal, and the long road to redemption. Today, we're rediving deep into one of cinema's most epic confrontations, the final battle between Simba and Scar. This isn't just a fight for the throne. It's the culmination of years of pain, guilt, and a kingdom's suffering. Let's explore the hidden layers of this incredible climax. To truly understand the weight of this final showdown, we have to go back to the beginning. Remember Scar? He wasn't just a generic villain. He was Mufasa's brother, simmering with jealousy and a thirst for power. His plan was devious. He used the hyenas, outcasts living in the shadows, and manipulated his own innocent nephew, Simba, into a deadly trap. The wildebeest stampede is one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in animation history. Mufasa, the epitome of a great king, strong and wise, sacrifices himself to save his son, only to be betrayed by his own brother. Scar's chilling words, "Long live the king," as he throws Mufasa into the gorge, still send shivers down our spines. But Scar's evil genius didn't stop there. He preyed on Simba's grief and guilt, convincing the young cub that he was responsible for his father's death. Run away, Simba. Run away and never return. This single command shaped the next chapter of Simba's life. He fled into exile, carrying a burden that wasn't his to bear. This psychological manipulation is what makes Scar such a terrifying and effective villain. He didn't just seize the throne, he shattered Simba's spirit. Meanwhile, back at Pride Rock, Scar's reign begins. What was once a lush, vibrant kingdom, under Mufasa's rule, quickly transforms into a desolate wasteland. The circle of life, the delicate balance Mufasa so deeply respected, is completely broken. Scar, driven by greed and ego, allows the hyenas to overhunt, depleting the resources and turning the Pride lands barren. Till lionesses, once proud and strong, are left starving. This visual decay of the kingdom is a powerful metaphor for the consequences of selfish and irresponsible leadership. Scar isn't a king. He's a tyrant who consumes everything until there's nothing left. While the Pride lands withered, Simba found an unlikely paradise, and two even unlikelier friends, Timon and Pumbaa. Their philosophy, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. For a traumatized cub running from his past, this was the perfect escape. He could forget the pain, ignore the responsibility, and live a carefree life. Simba grows from a small cub into a magnificent lion, but he's emotionally stunted, still hiding from his true identity. Hakuna Matata was a necessary coping mechanism, but it was also a barrier preventing him from becoming the king he was destined to be. The catalyst for change arrives in the form of Nala, his childhood friend. When she stumbles upon the adult Simba, she sees not a carefree wanderer, but the rightful king who abandoned his home. Their reunion is filled with joy, but it quickly turns to conflict. Nala describes the horror of Scar's reign, pleading with Simba to return and reclaim his place. But Simba, still haunted by the past and convinced of his guilt, refuses. The argument they have under the stars is crucial. It's the first real challenge to his no worries lifestyle, forcing him to confront the reality he's been running from. But the final push comes from a more mystical source. Rafiki, the wise mandrill, tracks Simba down. He leads him on a journey not through the jungle, but into his own soul. The question is, who are you? Rafiki asks. When Simba finally looks into the pool of water, he doesn't just see his reflection, he sees his father. And then, in a swirl of clouds and starlight, the spirit of Mufasa appears. Remember who you are. His father's voice booms from the heavens. You are my son, and the one true king. This is the turning point. It's not just a command. It's an absolution. Mufasa's words lift the burden of guilt from Simba's shoulders and ignite the spark of his destiny. His run back to the Pride Lands isn't just a physical journey. It's a spiritual one. He is no longer running away. He is running toward his responsibility. Simba's arrival at Pride Rock is a spectacle of fire and rain. The land is dark, scorched, and a storm is brewing. perfect reflection of the turmoil. He confronts Scar, but notice his first words. He doesn't immediately challenge for the throne. He gives Scar a chance to step down peacefully. Step down, Scar. This shows Mufasa's influence. Simba is approaching this not with vengeance, but with the authority of a rightful ruler. Of course, Scar, the master manipulator, isn't going down without a fight. He turns the tables once more, forcing Simba to confess his guilt over Mufasa's death in front of the entire Pride. As Simba hangs perilously from the edge of Pride Rock, and a chilling echo of his father's final moments, Scar makes his fatal mistake. Whispering to Simba, he confesses, "I killed Mufasa." The shock and rage give Simba the strength he needs. Exposes Scar's treachery to the Pride, and the final battle erupts. The fight between Simba and Scar is a masterpiece of animation. It's not just two lions clashing, it's a clash of ideologies. Good versus evil, responsibility versus selfishness, light versus darkness. The slow-motion choreography, the embers flying through the air. Every frame is filled with dramatic tension. Simba, fighting for his family, his kingdom, and his father's legacy. Scar, fighting out of pure desperation and ego. In the end, Simba, remembering one of Scar's own dirty tricks, flips him over the cliff. But Simba doesn't kill Scar. He banishes him, just as Scar had banished him years ago. Run away, Scar, and never return. It's a moment of incredible maturity. Simba chooses justice, not revenge, proving he is truly Mufasa's son. Scar's ultimate demise comes at the hands of the very allies he betrayed, the hyenas. He had promised them a grand future, but in his final moments of desperation, he blamed them for everything. They heard his betrayal, and they delivered their own brand of justice. It's a classic case of a villain being undone by their own evil deeds. With Scar gone, the rain comes to wash away the darkness, cleansing the land. Simba ascends Pride Rock, lets out a mighty roar that echoes across the valley, and the lionesses roar back in response. The circle of life is restored. The film comes full circle as Rafiki presents Simba and Nala's newborn cub, a symbol of hope, renewal, and the enduring legacy of the one true king. The final war between Simba and Scar is a powerful story about facing your past, accepting your responsibilities, and the difference between a ruler who serves and a tyrant who takes. It teaches the world Simba was born into, a world of light, order, and purpose. Mufasa was preparing Simba not just to be a ruler, but to be a guardian of this sacred harmony. But where there is light, a shadow is always cast, and that shadow is Scar. Scar, Mufasa's own brother, represents the antithesis of everything Mufasa stood for. While Mufasa embraced the circle of life, Scar saw it as a chain, a system that put him on the sidelines. He was consumed by jealousy, a gnawing bitterness that twisted his intelligence into cunning manipulation. He believed power wasn't something you earned through respect, but something you seized through force and deceit. Scar's famous line, "I'm surrounded by idiots," reveals his core belief. He sees himself as superior, entitled to rule, and views everyone else as mere pawns in his game. The moment that changes everything is, of course, Mufasa's tragic death. This isn't just a physical death. It's the death of an era, the snuffing out of the light. Scar masterfully orchestrates this tragedy, exploiting Simba's youthful innocence and his desire to please his father. The stampede scene is pure psychological warfare. Scar doesn't just kill Mufasa. He manipulates Simba into believing it was his fault. "Run away, Simba," he hisses. "Run away and never return." This single command plants a seed of guilt and shame so deep that it exiles Simba not just from the Pride Lands, but from himself. Scar successfully shatters Simba's world and his identity, replacing the bright future of a king with the dark past of a supposed parasite. Forced into exile, Simba finds an unlikely paradise with Timon and Pumbaa. Their philosophy, Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is the perfect antidote to his overwhelming guilt. It's a life of blissful ignorance, a complete rejection of responsibility and the past. For a while, this is exactly what Simba needs. He needs to forget, to grow up, without the crushing weight of his perceived failure. But Hakuna Matata is a double-edged sword. While it saves him from his trauma, it also keeps him from his destiny. He's no longer the prince haunted by his past, but he's also not the king he was born to be. He's living in a comfortable, stagnant limbo, detached from the circle of life he was meant to lead. Meanwhile, back in the Pride Lands, Scar's reign begins, and it is the complete opposite of Mufasa's. Where Mufasa saw balance, Scar sees only opportunity for exploitation. He unleashes the hyenas, disrupting the natural order and allowing them to overhunt. The once lush Pride lands wither and die under his rule. This visual decay is a powerful metaphor for his leadership style. It's a reign built on selfishness, greed, and fear. The hyenas, his enforcers, rule through intimidation, and the lionesses are left powerless and starving. Scar proves that leadership without responsibility, without respect for the circle of life, leads only to destruction. The kingdom becomes a reflection of its king, barren, dark, and devoid of life. The turning point for Simba comes with the arrival of Nala and the mystical intervention of Rafiki. Nala serves as a living, breathing reminder of the world he left behind. She tells him of the devastation under Scar's rule, forcing him to confront the consequences of his absence. But it's Rafiki who truly guides him back to himself. Rafiki doesn't just tell him to go back. He leads him on a spiritual journey. The iconic scene where Simba looks into the water is so powerful. At first, he sees only his own reflection, the face of his guilt. But Rafiki tells him to look harder. And there, he sees Mufasa. He lives in you, Rafiki says. This is the moment of epiphany. Simba realizes that his father's spirit, his wisdom, and his strength were never truly gone. They were always a part of him. He isn't running from his father's ghost. He is the living legacy of his father. This realization transforms Simba. He stops running from his past and decides to embrace it. He returns to the Pride Lands, not as the frightened cub who ran away, but as the rightful king ready to claim his destiny. The final confrontation between Simba and Scar is more than just a physical fight. It's a battle of ideologies. It takes place atop Pride Rock, amidst fire and ruin, the perfect backdrop for this clash of light and darkness. When Simba finally corners Scar, he offers him the same choice Scar gave him years ago. Run away, and never return. This is a crucial moment. It shows that Simba is Mufasa's son. He's offering mercy, a chance for redemption that Scar never would have considered. He is choosing to rule with compassion, not vengeance. But Scar, true to his nature, chooses deceit one last time. He attacks Simba, but in his desperation, he makes a fatal mistake. He blames the hyenas, his only allies, sealing his own fate. It's the ultimate irony. The manipulator is undone by his own manipulation. The hyenas, feeling betrayed, turn on him, and Scar is consumed by the very chaos he created. Weet Scar gone. The darkness lifts as Simba ascends Pride Rock and lets out a mighty roar. The rains begin to fall, washing away the decay and symbolizing a new beginning. Life returns to the Pride Lands. The film ends where it began, with a presentation of a new cub, completing the circle of life. Simba's journey shows us that true leadership isn't about avoiding the past or ignoring responsibility. It's about facing your demons, learning from your mistakes, and understanding that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Mufasa's light was never truly extinguished. It was just waiting within Simba to be redeemed. So, the story of Simba and Scar teaches us a timeless lesson. True strength isn't about brute force or cunning. It's about integrity, responsibility, and the courage to face the darkness, both outside and within. It's a reminder that even after the longest, darkest night, the sun will always rise again. Thanks for watching this deep dive into The Lion King. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. What other classic rivalries should we break down? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.